Hi, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful Wednesday with Cosmic Sisters. Wednesday, November 27th in US and Europe, and Thursday, November 28th in Australia. My goodness, we are so soon coming into Christmas. We say that each and every time, right?
Correct.
So you are watching Cosmic Sis-Stars Show on Cosmic Guardians with host Anne and Corrine. And today we will talk about the attitude of gratitude. I'm intrigued by that because attitudes are important and gratitude is certainly important. Plus, we take your questions as usual. So just come on, give it to us, right? Our last show on Cosmic Guardians was Wednesday, November 20th in the US and Europe, and November 21st in Australia with Cosmic Sis-Stars Show, Anne and Corrine. Corrine wasn't able because we had a little bit of a glitch and hiccup. And we welcomed, anyway, special guest Elena the Greek, and we talked about harmony in action, unveiling the essence of co-creation. So we came to you through Zoom instead of StreamYard last week. So I don't know what happened. These things do happen. And we are in Mercury retrograde, aren't we?
Oh, yes.
The wonderful planet for communication and technical stuff, like fridges, computers, phones, everything of that nature, right?
Mhm.
So let's see. You can connect with us, find upcoming shows, past episodes, read articles, and more. And of course, find Green and me and Bob, our other host. And if we have guests that are coming on, you can read about them as well. You go to angelplaceonearth.com/cosmic guardians and check out past and upcoming episodes at angelplaceonearth.com/upcoming dash past. We always go live at facebook.com/cosmic guardians and youtube.com/at angel place on earth. So let's dive into today's topic. I am intrigued.
It's
Attitude of gratitude. Yes, please.
yes. It's interesting because this morning when I was expressing my gratitude, I first of all said I am gratitude, not that I was grateful for. And I thought, isn't this where we should be living? I
Yeah.
am gratitude because it changes your DNA. It changes everything that you think of when you start looking through the eyes of gratitude. You
Yes.
know?
And you know what? The most beautiful thing is when we claim I am, we are actually talking to our higher self.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
And we claim that we are,
we
right?
claim it. We claim it. We are it. And when you begin living with gratitude, it opens up the world and fills it with endless possibilities. And you get this feeling of fullness and sincere appreciation for everything in life. And the beauty is that gratitude can be felt by animals, by people, even plants. The
Yeah.
scientific research now with plants that we have just kind of ignored, you can change everything by changing that vibration. And I find that it's a divine vibration that radiates out from all living things. And when you have that positive emotion, you can just relish a great experience. You can deal with adversity. And the healing that happens within is phenomenal. You know?
Yeah, it is. You know, no matter what goes on in our life, and yeah, I can sign that because I broke my leg this summer, right?
Oh, yes.
But there's still things to be grateful for. So I kept focusing on Gosh, I was sent three doctors when this
Mhm.
happened. Gosh, I was taking to people who really did take care of me. So many good things along the way for something that on a surface level looks very, very bad, right? There's
I mean,
always something to be grateful
yeah,
for.
in the land of broken legs, that's where you decided to break your leg. So, I mean, it sounds simple and it sounds silly, but it is so true. And what I find when I'm living in gratitude and I listen to the sound of humanity, it allows me to connect with something that's even greater than myself.
Yeah,
And then everything has a whole different vibration to it, a whole different look. It's amazing what we can do with just changing our attitude.
exactly. And another thing here that we always talk about, we encounter what we focus on, right? So what we are vibrating within is going to be reflected in our reality.
Yeah,
So why pick and choose misery over gratitude?
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And everything that we do out of ourselves, we are actually doing to ourselves. And
Yeah,
by changing just that one simple thing of looking at something in appreciation instead of it's not good enough, it should be better. Just changing that is going to allow us to see the possibilities, and what a great thing.
exactly. And you know, when we are claiming the gratitude for ourselves, we see the miracles around us because we are open and receptive.
Exactly. Exactly. Very, very, very true. And I love going back to children because I think children were given to us so we can remember what it is really like to be truly human. And when you watch them interact with each other, and a newborn child, before it has a lot of different expressions, will gravitate towards the mother's voice or to the father's voice. And there's this, I'm safe. I'm there. I recognize this. And then as they get a little bit older and their smiles and their responses to something new. And this is a way to really live your life, to be able to see beyond what you're seeing, to feel beyond
Yes.
what you're feeling, and to
And
I
you know,
see you.
exactly. And small children, they haven't been shaped yet, right?
No,
No, they haven't been destroyed, one could say.
exactly. And that period of time when they are just relentlessly their pure self, with no matter what happens they're still going to be their true self. This is the time to start watching and saying, if I put a little bit more of that back in my life, that wonder, that excitement, that awe, um, how much easier life is going to be.
It is easier because you are looking through the lens of gratitude.
Exactly. And unfortunately, I find that as we grow older, we start getting very stingy with our gratitude. We start reserving it for, well, I'll have gratitude if I get this, or if I achieve that, or if I can make that person think that I care about them, then I'll show them a little gratitude. But when you get stingy out of yourself, your body shrivels, your DNA shrivels, because it's that gratitude, that sincere gratitude, is what makes us move, makes us express. And this is not something to be stingy with.
No, exactly. And there's always, like I said before, there's no matter what we are experiencing or how reality looks like, even if it's just a stain, focus on that stain of something to claim your gratitude for, because we
Exactly.
can. And it's a choice also, right? Because we can choose.
Always, always. And when you live in gratitude and you live around people that it's uh, negative this, negative that, and everything else, it kind of wears on you, but it also protects you. It protects your very essence of your soul because you are becoming that gratitude. You are becoming aware 24 hours a day of the graciousness that we've been given to be human. I mean, think of it simply. We don't have to say body breathe, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, don't, heartbeat,
No, we
and
don't.
everything else. So being grateful for the breath that you had. I mean, when you get higher up the ladder, you're grateful that you woke up that morning. So I mean, you know,
And
it's
breath work is also very important.
oh
So you
yes,
can work with it, right? But we have it automatically. And sometimes we don't cherish those things we do have, right?
that's true. And and a lot of times, I have studied with people that will use the attitude of gratitude in breath work. You know, I am grateful for. I am releasing this. I am grateful for this. And the first time that I ever experienced this, I hadn't even been on this journey, and I was recovering from an emergency surgery that I had. And I wanted to go home, but they wouldn't let you go home until you could breathe a certain way and stuff like that. And it was intuitively that I started saying, I feel healing. I release any anxiety. I feel joy. And I started doing this, and within moments, I hit the ability to get out of the hospital. And it was something that just came. I hadn't even learned it. So I think part of me has always still known that that was part of my DNA. And this is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever, but you heard about Sandra and Marcus Ray, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I have a story. She's working with liberation breathing, right?
Uh huh.
And once she and her husband came to Stockholm, and this is a very guided story too. It's a miracle. It's world famous. I mean, my friend told me, and she said you have to book, and I did, but I never heard anything. But I booked on a Friday, and they were supposed to be in Stockholm over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday. I'm not sure.
Uh huh.
Um, so I just said to myself, okay, it's probably not going to happen then because I can't. And my friend said, but well, I think that there's something off with the people who are booking for them. So why don't you reach out to Sandra herself? Because I actually had her on my Facebook, and I did. And I was not thinking she's going to be busy. She's not going to be. And I got my session, and that
It's,
was absolutely wonderful. And we
see?
talked a little bit before. She was in the middle of the city of Stockholm with her husband. I think they rented an apartment or something to have a big space. And I'm very, very close to Mother Mary. I've always been. She helped me a lot. I've called for her sometimes, and she's around. But I didn't mention that. But who came when I was doing the breathing? Um, Mother Mary.
Yep. Yep. This does happen.
Synchronicity. Synchronicity.
Yes. And if we take time to reclaim what is truly ours, and let that love fill us with the anticipation and appreciation of life. Uh, we can connect to an untarnished joy and see way beyond what is in the world. And because life is a vibrant vibration of love that's just
It is.
pulsating constantly. And when we tap into that flow, we can really appreciate the true essence of what we came here to do.
Exactly. And like all of these things we can be grateful for, we have so many of them. So many. We can
That's
wake
right.
up in the morning and we can see the sun. We can wake up in the morning and we can be happy that it's cloudy. I love rain, by the way. I
Yes.
appreciate rain. You know,
Yes.
the seasons, um, waking up, having your breakfast, talking to someone, talking to a friend. There are always things to be grateful for and feel that claiming your gratitude. That's what I'm going to start to say from now on.
Yes.
Claiming your gratitude.
That's right. I am gratitude. Just I am, Uh,
Yes,
I actually introduced to the attitude of gratitude many years ago when all the thing that I had to help me through this journey was Louise Hay. And she had a tape that was the attitude of gratitude. And you played it in the morning and you played it in the evening. And I mean, it was thank you for the bed that I slept in. Thank you for the covers. Um, thank you for my clothing. Thank you, for the big things like for my children, for health and things like that, but also just for the little things. And I started doing this every single day. And it was amazing how it set the tone of the day. That whatever came my way, whether it was a lesson that I was learning, whether it was a job that I completed, whether it was a new person that I met, if I met them in this joy of gratitude, it was marvelous, you know?
it is marvelous. And it's actually funny. You mentioned the little things. That's actually the topic for the show with Bob on Friday. Isn't that a
The little
bliss?
the little things.
Yeah,
And
it's the little things that count.
it really, really is. Because if you don't appreciate the little things, everything started little. We started as a single cell
Yeah,
before we became split in two and split in four. Little things. Everything that has been brought to the material world started with a little thing, a thought, and that thought grew, and that thought became. So it is the little things that are the essence of everything. And
yeah,
just appreciating those. I mean, just seeing something and looking at it and going, how in the world was this created? And thank you for the creation. It's just pausing,
yeah.
pausing.
But I think also one of the challenges is that today's society is kind of pushing people, and a lot of people in the process they just give up and they go with the pace all the time.
They do.
You have to do this, you have to go that, and you have to. It's stressful, and we tend to forget
Well,
being
there,
in the present moment and to claim the gratitude for what we have, right? Always
there,
wanting more.
yes, and there's a big movement to dehumanize humans because those that are wanting to dehumanize us know that the potential of us being pure human is going to be earth shattering. We're not going to need the drugs. We're not going to need the stuff that they have because we're going to move beyond that, and they don't want that. And
No.
by taking away our humanness of being grateful, our humanness of being considerate, it makes us more vulnerable to having the despair.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not doing this and everything else. And there again, it comes back. It always comes back to
it
recognizing
does.
our self love and our potential. And and then
I am that I am. I am that I am.
I am that I am, or I am that I am. You know, you can put the emphasis on it, but that is true. And we are the I am. We are the essence of creation in living human form. We are
Yeah,
one
we
cell
are.
in that. Yes, it's
And all
amazing.
of the other things in society, in the world in general, now I mean how many people live their daily lives. It's full of distractions, taking our
Yes.
focus away from the I am.
And as I've been telling my meditation students, all the things that we thought and envisioned and kind of sort of heard that we came here to be of service to humanity, we are now at that cusp. It is time for us to expand our love, expand our gratitude, expand our humanness, because
Yeah,
we are literally, and I say this with all sincerity, this is what we all came to move through this step in our evolution. So there's no more like, well, in 10 years, maybe I'll be needed. Oh, I haven't got the manual yet. Well, folks, I'm telling you, we got the manual, and the manual says now is the time to be everything that you came to be, because we are ready to help humanity go, oh, I don't need to be depressed. I don't need to be despondent. I can see the beauty in the world.
yeah, exactly. And I love that when you say that. You taught me that. I see you and I see the world. I
Yes,
see my reality, you know,
yes, yes,
and being, cultivating an attitude of gratitude is going to bring joy. It's going to bring feeling good in here as well, because we're not going to stress, right?
correct.
Um, Physical health, mental health, better relationships, being more genuine because we dare. We are bold enough to do it, right?
Yes,
Um, Increased resilience. Everything good comes from cultivating gratitude, because also it's kind of simple when we say the sentence that I am going to experience what I vibrate. So if I vibrate with gratitude, that's going to reflect in my reality. So it's very, very simple, really.
really it is. And interestingly enough, because the word love gets so confused. I mean, I love my car. I love that food. I love it. So it kind of gets diluted. But
Oh, I think we lost Miss Corrine here. So I keep on doing something. Maybe she's turning up again. So we are talking today about an attitude of gratitude, a pathway to joy and fulfillment. And as we have mentioned up until this point, it's really, really important, right? We can feel that we are claiming our own personal power if we are claiming and saying, I am gratitude. And some practical tips. I can share some practical tips for everybody here for cultivating gratitude. It can feel like a challenge maybe sometimes in this world, but just dedicate a few minutes each day, right? To write down things that you feel are going to bring you happiness and things that you are grateful for, no matter how small they are, because small things matter too. Sometimes the little things are more important than the big things. Mindful meditation. Meditation, we talked about that in another show before. Doesn't always mean we need to sit in deep meditation, okay? I'm going to just check here if I can see Miss Corinne here somewhere. Okay, so I continue. Small things matter. And when we are mindful, um, and we are meditating, that it can also be that you are staying in the present moment. You are not focusing on the past. You are not focusing on the future yet, because the future is going to be created from this moment and forward. You can express yourself in a way where you express gratitude with words, like sharing your appreciation for others, letting them know how much you care for them, that you love them. You can use acts of kindness to other people, including yourself. Don't forget to be kind to yourself as well. And also express yourself, like telling people that we have Korean back. Hi.
I don't know where I went, but I
I'm
knew
just
I
going
knew
to,
you would keep me covered.
yes, I did. I'm just going to finish this one up. So expressing oneself also with gratitude and showing kindness, but I said including towards ourselves, right? Because that's important too. We tend to be very, very empathetic and nice and kind to other people, and then we forget to be that,
To ourselves.
appreciate and feel gratitude, feeling the gratitude for ourselves, right? And random acts of kindness. Don't
Oh, yes.
be shy. Just give someone a smile when you walk down the street, or someone grocery shopping or shopping something in front of you and they miss a penny or something. Give it to them. It's nothing really, right? And challenge your negative thoughts. That's important too. So when we are, don't punish yourself for them, but challenge yourself. So when we are catching ourselves by thinking something that is negative, right? Notice that you become aware of it, and that's important. Feel gratitude because you were aware of you doing it. That's one of the first steps, right? Yes,
Yes.
please. I'm so happy you're back.
Well, I have no idea, other than the fact that when I get really excited, my energy puts a lot of pressure on the electrical things, and I do short things out. So I was getting really excited. So I'll have to kind of tone it down here. And I'm sure that in there somewhere that you mentioned how physically, scientifically, you know how I like to jump back for that science.
Yeah, I didn't mention that's on you. So please, I
Okay,
know you have
okay.
something exciting to share.
Our DNA is actually becomes healthier when we have that attitude of gratitude. Are the cells in our bodies that have been measured when people are in this state is where healing happens. Joe Dispenza talks about this all the time, of getting into the zone, getting into that space where there is nothing to, and that is the oneness, and that is where we can heal. And he has doctors and machines that measure all this while people are doing, they do it with meditation. But you can do this with the attitude of gratitude. You can do it uh, by bringing forth everything that's within you and all of that love. So we receive as we are given, as in everything. When we give love, we receive. As we give joy, we
Exactly.
receive.
And,
Yes.
it's also when we are raising the vibration within, focusing on things that we know are going to bring us joy and gratitude and all of the good stuff, right?
Yes.
Because it's going to be even more. And we are sending it out instead of saying, because some people, they do it like this. And I say, well, I'm not
Uh-huh.
going to do that because people don't treat me in a good way.
Uh-huh.
But, it starts with us. It
It, it
does.
it really does. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because another thing that Joe Dispenza says, and um, and I'm going to read it, and then I'll kind of talk about it a little bit. If you bring the emotions of gratitude up before an actual event, your body will begin to believe that the future event has indeed already happened and is happening at the present moment. So these people that do a lot of affirmations, if there is no emotion of gratitude, they're just words,
Yeah.
and maybe they might happen by a billion years later. But when you have the attitude of gratitude, and you're, shorting out TV, computers and things like this, it really does make a difference. And thinking about this, manifestations will manifest with the attitude of gratitude. Now that's mine.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
say that, you know, but when you remember, and doing these shows is allowing me to remember all the beauty that got me to this point now, that I have just kind of gone, well, I don't have time. And it's exciting. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
And thank you too for being here with me. I just love it. We claim the gratitude for being here with each other, right?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
We do.
You
But
know,
um, instead of, because everybody's life, we have ups and downs for everybody, every
we
single
do.
person. Some people may feel that they have more than others, right? And some people may actually have. But it doesn't mean that we just kind of say that it doesn't matter and I just move forward, but we learn something. And
Hmm.
for everything we have been going through, have every experience shaped us to what we are in this moment. And that's something to feel gratitude for, isn't it?
It very much is so. And when you actually take the time to look back at events that happened in your life, um, for instance, my divorce. The beauty of that is that I was able to become who I am now, that I would not have been able to do if I had been in that marriage. So
Yeah,
it
exactly.
wasn't easy at that time. However, it opened up the possibilities for me to, move into another dimension of myself. And this is when we have gratitude. It is a gift that we give ourselves, and it is also the gift we share with others.
Yeah, it
And the
is.
best gifts don't cost anything,
Exactly.
you know?
By the way, something else here. Money is energy. in this
Absolutely.
world in this world and society, having money is handy, right? But it's not going to give gratitude by itself, and it's not going to give happiness and joy and feeling of fulfillment. And
No.
um, creating gratitude for yourself, like you said before, it is something you feel for, and you can call it, you have the intention uh, to share gratitude. It's coming from within you, and that is powerful. It makes one a powerhouse.
It really does. And interesting about that is going back to the manifesting. Gray Braden says that when you go into the energy of gratitude, you begin to manifest effortlessly.
Yeah,
And they just they're two pieces of the same part, and one can't function without the other. And by allowing yourself to be overwhelmed with gratitude, you begin to see things that you would have never seen. Uh, I have it. I'd love to go out in the morning and meditate, and something may catch my eye, whether it's a sunbeam that's coming through the trees. But this one morning, there had been a rain, and we love rain in Arizona. And I was watching this little drop of dew that was running down the leaf. And my eyes were drawn to this small bead of moisture, and it was just moving down, a memory of the gentle rain that had happened before. But it allowed the dew to glisten and cast this beautiful small rainbow. And the drop began its journey down the leaf, following the path that was unseen as it kind of meandered left and right. And should I go? Should I not go? Should I stop? And then it was taken over by fearlessness as it moved into the unknown. And finally, it came to the bottom of that leaf and let go and fell onto another leaf and made its journey and fell onto another leaf. And finally, it fell to the ground and it was going to begin again the journey of evaporating and becoming the next drop of rain. Now,
Exactly.
it took moments for me to engage in the gratitude of that one little dewdrop. But what it did is it expanded me so that everything during the day, I noticed those little things. I noticed that this became that. And it was like going to an amusement park. Oh, look at, oh, you know.
I have a wonderful story from, I'm back in Greece, by the way. We didn't say where we are, right?
Yes,
Uh,
fantastic.
I'm so happy for that. We have a lot of geese here, and they have their own space, but they are also allowed when we don't have guests or stuff or people here to walk around the house. So they enjoy their time here. And one morning, I think it was a couple of years ago, summertime, I went outside and I practiced Reiki right outside the house.
Yep.
And I could hear them. I knew they were close, and they usually walk in groups of five, six, seven, right?
Uh-huh.
So there was a group coming, and they were sitting, and they um, made half a circle of themselves, facing me, and they were sitting there, and they just enjoyed the time. So even animals, they were present. They could feel the energy, and they were having gratitude for it, right?
Exactly, exactly. And animals in their way. I mean, more and more we're seeing pictures of where animals will be basically wrapping their bodies around the person that helped them, and they show this gratitude. It's we who have been negligent to see that they are expressing this gratitude. But just simply, if you've ever had a plant that is just kind of withering because it doesn't have water, and you pour the water on, and you see as it kind of straightens itself up, and if you could hear, which I'm teaching myself to hear, the sounds of the universe, to hear the stars, to hear the essence of the conversations between the plants. If you could hear them as well as what you're watching, see it,
Yeah,
that is gratitude. It is saying, thank you. I couldn't get to the water, but you brought the water to me.
exactly.
These are humanity. This is pure human.
Yes. And that's beautiful. And I think um, I love both Joe Dispenza and Greg Braden, and a lot of the old ones, like Hey,
Louise Hay.
I, yeah, Louise Hay,
Yeah.
um, Sandra Ray and Marcus Ray. Sandra, I think she's over 90 now.
Yeah.
Um, she has a lot of experience, sharing a lot of good stuff. Um, and there are so many ways we can find the way to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Coming back to that, right?
Exactly.
So many ways. And I think that for many people, it's not about only hearing it once. You can express something in a million, gazillion ways.
Yes.
Um, but we take on when it resonates, and we need to hear things differently many times so we can actually um, take it on and we can digest it, so to speak, right?
That's true. And and when it is unique, when it is genuine, there is you can actually see a different vibration than when it is just something that you just placate. Uh, oh, yeah, I'm grateful for that. Thank you. You know, I mean, as in, thank you for what you just, did. And everyone, every living thing appreciates that gratitude. And we seem to think that, well, unless it was something big and marvelous, we don't have to make note of it. But the little things, if you're complimenting the little things, that person is just going to thrive. And
Exactly.
yes, so oh yes, I I'm trying to contain myself so my computer doesn't glitch on me again. But uh, when I do get the vibrations going, electrical things kind of go overload, overload, overload.
You have a strong energy, lady.
Well, I'm sending gratitude out to all living beings, and I'm sending out the gratitude of knowing that they are going to look within themselves and realize that we came here to hold this energy for the pure humans. And Greg Braden, I hope you don't mind me saying that all the time. He just wrote a book called Pure Human, and I'm encouraging everybody to get it.
To read
Uh,
it. Yeah.
but this is the truth: to be pure human and not be chemically changed, not be uh, changed mechanically. We don't need the outside to make us better. And
No. And, because we are human, our humanness is in our DNA, and we are biological carbon-based beings, right?
yes,
Um, we can't change things too much to become something that we are not. That's going to make us lose our humanness,
yes.
right?
But we are just on the cusp of really understanding what we are capable of. We are capable, and I have seen it. I'm working on it myself, but I have seen people that have had absolutely the worst outcome as far as what the medical doctors say, and they have literally overcome it. Um, many years ago, I was reading a book by a doctor, and his name will come to me in a moment. But he was a surgeon. He was a heart surgeon, and he started noticing that people that should have recovered did not, and people that had no hope of recovery did. And so he started investigating why. And he started finding, he didn't call it the attitude of gratitude, but that's what he was finding, that people had this beautiful, tenacious, stubborn optimism that said, I can do this. The body then says, yes, you can, and manifested it. And he stopped being a surgeon. Uh, Bernie Siegel was his name. And he stopped being a surgeon because he started finding that the healing was not what he was participating in, it was them. Where Joe Dispenza is carrying this on, where you don't actually go into surgery, but through meditation and moving into that beautiful uniqueness of humanness. He's
Yes.
had people that are blind that see. He's had people that, and this is documented. This isn't just, you know, somebody sitting on an island that's performing all these things and people talk about it. No, this is documented. And the physical changes that happen in the brain and in the body. And I'm so excited because we have within our grasp gratitude.
We have.
Yes,
And there's nothing preventing us from reaching it except ourselves.
exactly. Exactly. And every little thing that you do for you, we are actually doing for all of
Yeah.
humanity.
Yeah, we do. But it's a different because in this society, and I grew up like that too. So I've been taught you're supposed to be polite, you're supposed to show respect, and there's kind of terms and conditions to how one shows respect, right?
Yes,
A little bit maybe not showing yourself too much, but not taking that space, but being. But when we are developing our essence within and recognizing ourselves, self-love, and accepting who we are, there's no playing games anymore. And that's beautiful because we become genuine, we can express ourselves, we can vibrate with all just about any energy. We can
yes,
be the gratitude.
yes, and that's the key. It's when you embrace it to where you become it. People say, "Oh, well, you do Reiki." No, I am Reiki. I am the essence of Reiki. When I'm working, that energy is like always there. It's not just something that I do at a certain time. I am gratitude. I
Yes,
am unconditional love. I am the essence of what living and connecting in this world is meant to be. Now, I'm not perfect. Believe me, folks, I do not want to be perfect because I enjoy being human.
you are perfectly imperfect,
Absolutely. And and and
like
and
everybody.
everybody.
And
But
that's your statement.
yes, there again, back to the little the little things count. We are
Exactly.
one cell in all of humanity. One cell. As if you were to take a heart cell out of a person and put it in a petri dish and just let it sit there all by itself. One cell. But each little cell, us, have the potential to create and to make the whole everything so much better. So get your little cells
Exactly.
going, you know?
I have something to challenge everybody now to think about. So,
Okay?
who can determine what is perfect and who can determine what is imperfect?
That's true.
A
That
good
is
question, right?
that is perception and that is, people's speculations. And there is nothing that says that you can't take those and say, your version of perfect may not be my version of perfect, but in my version, I am perfectly imperfect. You know?
Exactly. I love that because in reality, for me, this is my take on this. We are already perfect. We are.
Well, we
But
are.
we sometimes, because we have been taught so many things, we need to take off those layers to find the very core of ourselves.
Right.
And that's what this is all about, isn't it?
Yes. And as we take off those layers, if we realize that those layers got us to this point, we take them off, we bless them, and then we let them go
Yes.
because they no longer serve us. And so going back and trying to, it's like if you're a child and you outgrow your shoes, putting on your old shoes just because they were pretty and just because you were attached to them, it's going to be very painful. Well, it's the same thing in life. When you outgrow it, it's time to let it go. And because there's so much more out there.
And it is okay to let things go because, and this is something that does challenge a lot of people, I think, too, because I get a lot of questions about this. So basically, one can say it comes from I know what I have, I don't know what I will get, you know? So therefore, I remain where I feel in my mind that
Uh-huh.
I'm safe. But that also means that I'm going to remain somewhere where I may not be able to thrive, right?
Yeah.
Like you talked about your divorce, for instance, or I had a divorce also in my life, um, and other experiences. But we need to expand ourselves and we need to have the courage because what we usually are longing for, if we are remaining in the same situation, that's not going to bring us there. And that is fear that's holding us back,
Yeah.
right?
So perhaps when we're at that point, instead of saying, well, I don't know what's out there, so I'm going to stay here, allowing
Exactly.
allowing ourselves to say, I don't know what's out there and what will appear, because we can't see, and it can be something so magnificent that we couldn't have even dreamed about it, but we're fearful and we will not take the next step. We didn't have that fear when we were an infant. I mean, that
No,
infant
we did
didn't
not.
say, oh my gosh, my body is changing, what will it look like if I'm not laying on my stomach? Oh my goodness, I'm moving my arms and legs, what is this, what's going to happen? No, they just flow into it. So there again, when we love ourselves as the pure innocence that we are, and allow and know in our heart that where we're being led is the next beautiful step in our journey.
Yeah.
And even if it slaps us around a little bit, that's okay. We can get up from a broken leg, and we can get up from a divorce. And
Nothing is stopping me, I promise.
oh no, lady,
And
and
I think that because I always use the word stubborn, and I like the word because
it
we
is
can channel something like stubbornness in a very constructive way, and that's exactly what I try to do. There are sometimes, if I would say, yeah, but I want change, but I won't make any move towards a change, I'm going to remain. That's a stubbornness, not going to be constructive for myself or in a good way, right? Because it
exactly,
it holds me back.
exactly. And I think there are many, 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 many great people, if not all, and healers, that it is through diversity and adversity and challenges and disappointments and flat down fall on your face that has made them who they are. Uh, I know that all of the challenges that I had in my life have graciously given me a banquet of things that I can choose from now and pull from and experiences. And rather than going, well, oh, well, that happened to me and this is terrible. And I want to tell you about my deep story. I go, what an experience I had. Hurt
Yeah.
like the Dickens. It knocked me on my asterisk and everything else. But wow, look at what I've accomplished.
Yeah. If you didn't have those experiences, you would be a different version of yourself.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
And we all have those choices in our life to take that and turn it into something, or to take it and to turn it into something that's going to be, down the hill. So we are given that choice. This is what makes us unique. And I'm
I
encouraging people. Go ahead.
no, no, go ahead, go ahead. Finish.
But I'm encouraging people to look at the world with the gratitude of everything that got you here, changing the energy in your body, allowing you to just go, hey, look out, here I am.
Exactly. Um, I wanted to say something. It kind of slipped. It's coming back.
Good, 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 good.
Um, um, I don't remember it, but it basically, I think I remember something now. So there's a saying: if you haven't walked my path, you can't really judge me or have opinions about me because you haven't walked in my shoes, right?
That's true.
Um, I don't know exactly the saying, but it's something in that nature.
Yeah.
But we are a little bit convenient as people, so we would probably not have done too much effort to dig within if we didn't encounter some challenges. And at a soul level, because the soul does not see things as we does as humans, right? So the soul doesn't really label things. There are
Nope.
no good or bad or positive or negative or you know, things just are, and
Yeah,
it is an experience, right?
that's it. And the experience, we learn better from experiences. We can read, but when you actually feel it, see it, and live it, it's a whole different thing. And back to that, where people will say, uh, "Well, I went through a divorce, and so you're supposed to do it this way." There again, walking in another person's shoes. They're making those judgments from the perceptions and this perspective that they're coming from. And it may look like a divorce. It may look like two people that are splitting. It may look like these types of things. But from what we're feeling is a bazillion times different. So
Yeah,
you can't
exactly.
compare the two. You can say we had a shared experience in the greater thing, but we did not go through it the same way. We did not have the same feelings. We did not have the same reactions. We did not have the same background. So we're
Exactly.
we do it by ourselves, folks. You know?
We do. But we have something very beautiful where we can actually grow the gratitude for having that. Our own personal power lies very much within our response to what we
Yes,
experience,
exactly.
because everything is not something we can manage. We can't tell someone else, now I want you to behave this way, right? I want you to cooperate with me in this manner. That's not going to function. We don't have that power, but we have the power of our own response, right?
Yes,
And that's how we come through things.
and this is what makes us very unique. Is that when we get to a point where we begin to see that we are the ones that have the ability to make these changes, then we can take them, translate them to the way that it works for us, and then come up with our own direction to go. And
Yeah.
there again, walking in my shoes, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
and I have to put my shoes on, see how it feels, and see the color and everything else. And if it fits, then I'll incorporate it into my way of thinking. But this is very, very true.
And I want to say something because Miss Corrine here, she does open heart meditations every,
Tuesday.
is it Tuesdays? Yes.
Yes.
So for anyone who is in the Phoenix or Mesa area, you can call Corrine. You can call her at +1 if you're out of state and you are know you're going to go there. 480-250-1815. You can
Yes.
find her at liquidenergyhealing.com, and you can find her through her email lqenergy@yahoo.com. Okay?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. And we do have a beautiful time in meditation because I take you on a great journey. You don't have to do any heavy lifting, and then we discuss where we've been. So it's an evening of enrichment, and and there's a lot of other things that I throw in from my master class. So it's uh, it's a little different. It's a little different.
But it's wonderful. Everything in our life is a journey. We don't have destinations, to be honest with you. We have the
Nope,
journey. Enjoy the journey. And meditation also. Where's that meditation going to take me? Um,
exactly.
that's exciting.
I've had a couple of interesting things. One lady came and when I met her, she was very, very depressed. I mean, things were, she was in her 40s and where do I go and what do I do and everything else. And she came to about three sessions. And at the third session, she's sitting there. She's got this big grin on. I said, "What's going on?" She says, "Oh," she says, "I want to tell you how much it has helped me to be here for meditation, how much it's opened me up and allowed me to find myself. And today is my birthday." And I said, "Well, happy birthday." She said, "But it's what I did." Now she's probably, like I said, in her mid 40s. And she said, "I've always lived in fear. So I decided I'm ready to let go of that fear." And so she went skydiving.
Oh,
And I go, "How do I put that on my business card? Come have a few classes in meditation and go skydiving." I said, I but I have this all the time. People will come and they will be able to uh, get in tune with themselves and have the strength to overcome something and come back and say, "I never expected to be able to leave that job because of this, and this, but this other one opened up." And because they opened up. So,
yes.
but folks, just coming to my class, you will not have a desire to go skydiving. But I did think that we're all sitting there like, what, and I go, okay.
But a big part of what you do, like um, the meditation guide or the healer or intuitive coaching or however one wants to express it, you help people and you open the doors. And then they go
Yes,
by themselves because they find something within here. And that is so beautiful.
that's the journey. That's the journey because uh, if I tried to hold everybody's hand through their entire life, I would never have more than two hands. But if I teach them to hold other people's hands and other people's hands and other people's hands, then they're really traveling the journey.
They are.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, did we reach the end?
Is it
Do we
is
have
it
anything
is it
more?
is it that time? I mean, I could still
Go
keep
on.
gushing. Uh, and I'm encouraging all the people that celebrate the American Thanksgiving. Let this be not a time of stress and have to and obligation, but remember all the beautiful things that got us to be able to sit at this table. I remember I'm no longer asked to say what I'm thankful for because I kind of go on and on and on. I mean, I thank the farmers for putting the food in the ground. I thank the plants for grew. I thank the rain and the sun for growing. So they kind of go, Mom, the food's getting cold. So, but when you really realize it's it's not about what it looks like to someone else. It is about the sharing, and it's the caring. And
Yeah.
even if you can only muster one day a year to have the attitude of gratitude, do it around the people that you care about, you know?
Yeah. And many times when you go to someone, you visit someone, and they say, "What can I offer you?" And I always say, "Your good company and presence." That's it.
Exactly. What better gift that can you give someone than your essence of being there with them? So,
Exactly.
yeah.
That is something to to help everybody grow gratitude for, right?
Yes. And I wrote something and I forgot to physically write it down, but I sent it to you on I'll have to write it and print it, but something that I wrote to you after I sent the podcast to you about gratitude. And it was like, oh, this is so inspiring. But I got so inspired I forgot to write it down. So I'll have to inspire you people later.
Okay, that's perfect. And I'm making funny jokes today because perfect. There's a lot of cats here. We have 10 of them. So we are enjoying their company. A lot of gratitude, a lot of, attitude, cat attitude,
That's
catitude.
right. Catitude, yes. Catitude is
So
great.
that's wonderful. Yes, my beautiful cosmic sister. Is there anything else we want to add?
Well, we're just going to send out that gratitude and and start playing with it. Just practice it all the time. You just to yourself. Well, I'm really grateful that the car started this morning. I'm really grateful that I had enough gas. I'm really grateful that there was a parking place. Just notice it. Don't just go, oh, be part of the world.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. And I say thank you everybody for watching Cosmic Sister Show today with me and Corinne talking about attitude of gratitude. And this is a big topic. We could talk forever probably, right? But
Yes.
it's very important. Our next upcoming show on Cosmic Guardians is going to be on Friday, November 29th in US and Europe, and Saturday, November 30th. And then we are going to head into December after that, right?
Correct.
Um, so it's going to be Bob Eden, the Spiritual Mechanics Show, discussing it's the little things that count. So it's
Little
kind
things.
of a following up on
Yes.
this discussion today. And next show with Cosmic Sisters is going to be next Wednesday in US and Europe and next Thursday in Australia. And we are going to talk about what is karma.
Oh, yes.
Is something that it has is charged for many people, right? So did I do anything bad now or did I do? So I think we're going to cover a lot of interesting things
Yes.
on that topic. And we do go live for you every Wednesday, Thursday. depending on where you are on the globe, and Friday, Saturday. And you can connect with us, find upcoming shows, past episodes, read articles, find Kareen, find me, find Bob, find our guests at angelplaceonearth.com/cosmic guardians and angelplaceonearth.com/upcoming dash past. I learned the word, the little thing, dash. So we always go live at facebook.com/cosmic guardians and youtube.com/at angel place on earth.
Yes.
And I feel in awe for today's show. Thank you so much. And I say love, light, peace, and joy to everybody. What do you say?
Love, light, peace, and laughter.
And gratitude, right? In abundance.
Gratitude. Yes.
Thank you. Bye.